Is the Dell Latitude 5350 touchscreen really the gaming laptop you need? Or is it just a pricey business machine that can dabble in games? Who should put this 13-inch machine in their bag? Who would be better off spending that cash on a desktop tower? And does the everyday buyer get enough bang for the buck? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first saw a Latitude with a Core Ultra 7, 32GB of DDR5 and a full-size SSD, I assumed it was built for heavy spreadsheets, video conferences, and maybe a bit of light rendering. The first question that kept popping up in my mind was, can that same silicon keep a modern title like Apex Legends running at a respectable frame rate without turning the laptop into a portable radiator? The answer is a qualified yes, but it comes with a few trade-offs that matter if you're planning to game for more than an hour a day. Let's start with the raw engine. The Core Ultra 7165U sits in the same family as the newer generation of low-power chips that are designed to give you desktop-class cores while staying under a 15-watt envelope. In practice, that means you get solid performance for everyday workloads. Think Excel pivots, multiple Outlook tabs, and a few Photoshop layers without the laptop screaming for power. When you throw a game like Valorant into the mix, the processor can keep up, but you'll be leaning on the integrated graphics that come with the chip. Those graphics handle older or well-optimized titles at 1080p and medium settings, delivering smooth 60+ FPS in games that aren't too demanding. If you try a newer, texture-heavy game such as Elden Ring, you'll quickly notice the frame count dip into the low 30s, and you'll have to dial settings down to low-medium to stay playable. So, if you're a casual gamer who enjoys a few sessions of indie or esports titles after work, the Latitude can satisfy that itch without needing a separate GPU. Hardcore gamers looking for ultra-high settings will feel the limits. Heat is the next reality check. Because the Ultra 7 is built for efficiency, the laptop doesn't generate the same kind of scorching heat you'd see on a traditional gaming beast with a discrete GPU. Still, under sustained load, say a marathon Fortnite match or a long rendering session, the fans spin up noticeably. In a quiet office, you'll hear a soft whir that becomes a mild hum after 20-30 minutes. It isn't a full-blown fan roar, but it's enough to draw a glance if you're trying to concentrate on a conference call. The chassis does a decent job of dispersing that warmth. The bottom stays warm but not scalding, and the keyboard stays comfortable for typing. If you're used to the near-silent operation of Ultrabooks, the occasional fan noise might be a minor annoyance, but it's far less invasive than a full-blown gaming laptop's cooling system. Speaking of the keyboard, the backlit keys feel solid and have a decent travel distance for a 13-inch chassis. The tactile feedback isn't as clicky as a mechanical board, but it's a nice middle ground for both long work sessions and quick game commands. The backlight is adjustable, which is handy if you're gaming in a dim dorm room or need a subtle glow for late-night typing. The touchpad is responsive and supports multi-finger gestures, but you'll probably want an external mouse for precise aiming in shooters. Now, the display. The 13.3-inch FHD touchscreen is a surprise in this class. The panel delivers crisp 19201080 detail, and the touchscreen works well for Windows 11 Pro's pen-friendly features. For gaming, the color accuracy and contrast are serviceable, but the brightness caps around 300 nits, which means outdoor play in bright sunlight will be washed out. The refresh rate is the standard 60 Hz, so you won't see the buttery smoothness of a 120 Hz panel, but that's typical for a business-oriented laptop. If you're mainly gaming indoors, the display does the job, and the touch capability adds a bit of versatility for drawing or note-taking during meetings. Battery life is often the make-or-break factor for anyone who wants to move between a coffee shop, a client site, and a couch gaming session. Dell quotes a respectable runtime, and in real-world testing you'll see around 6 to 7 hours of mixed-use emails, web browsing, a few spreadsheets, and a short gaming burst. As soon as you push the GPU in a game for more than 15 minutes, the battery drops faster, and you'll be back to the outlet within an hour. So, if you expect to game on the go for extended periods, you'll need a charger handy. For pure productivity, the battery holds up nicely, especially with Windows 11's power-saving modes. Portability is where the Latitude shines. At 13.3 inches and a weight that hovers just under 3 pounds, it slides easily into a backpack and won't feel like a brick on an airline tray. That's a stark contrast to many 15-inch gaming laptops that push 4 to 5 pounds. If you're a traveling professional who